This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, another windfall for the University of Otago as researchers receive more than $11 million. Pupils from one local high school make morning tea for children at a neighbouring early childhood centre. And physical challenges are just part of the game for participants in a national tournament. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. Researchers at the University of Otago have received more than $11 million in government funding. The money comes from the Marsden Fund and is part of a wider $53 million allocation nationwide. And one notable recipient is setting the standard locally.
Undertaking a variety of scientific research. Staff at the University of Otago are among the main recipients of the latest round of Marsden funding. Endeavours involving 23 academics have attracted millions of dollars. It's a large drop in the institution's research bucket.
Overall, the university receives about $90 million annually for externally funded research, so this year's award of close to $12 million is a very sizable fraction of that.
The Marsden Fund is administered by the Royal Society of New Zealand, an independent government body. This year, just over $53 million has been awarded to researchers throughout the country. It's being used to start many projects, and Blakey's hoping local discoveries make a big difference.
So we're very much also pushing the fact that doing the research is good, getting it published in high quality journals is great, but if the research can be translated, there's an expectation that it will go out into a community of interest and be applied.
Otago Vice-Chancellor Harleen Hayne has become the first head of a New Zealand university to receive Marsden funding while in the role. It's a feat her colleagues are proud of, although there's an expectation on all staff to apply for grants.
I know it will be a very large additional workload for our already very busy Vice-Chancellor, but she's prepared to take that on. It's a demonstration for our staff that this is seen as a critical part of our activity to undertake leading-edge research.
The Otago projects being funded cover a range of disciplines, from chemistry and psychology to religion and zoology. It's hoped that diversity helps the university to remain at the forefront of the nation's tertiary scientific research. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
An age-old Dunedin business is coming under opposition from local medical authorities. West's is applying to renew its off-licence in order to keep selling beer alongside its cordial and soft drinks. The application is opposed by the Medical Officer of Health, who's worried about alcohol being on display in a shop frequented by children. West's is located in Bayview Road near several schools, but principals aren't fazed by the application and neither are police. The District Licensing Committee is hearing the case next week. West's has been going since 1876 and is New Zealand's oldest continuous manufacturer of cordial and soft drinks. Healthy homemade food has been a welcome treat for some local preschoolers as part of a National Oral Health Day project. Pupils from Taieri College prepared and delivered morning tea to a neighbouring early childhood centre for the occasion, and they learned some valuable lessons in the process.
Chowing down in the healthiest of ways. Preschoolers at the Green Street Early Learning Centre have been enjoying a special morning tea. It was made and delivered by hospitality pupils from the neighbouring Taieri College for National Oral Health Day.
Hopefully they learn that it's easy to make healthy choices and it can still be fun for them, like building a picture, and we got them to do the fruit kebabs themselves and like making a little noughts and cross grid out of their carrots and tomatoes, just making it fun.
The initiative was organised by the Southern District Health Board. Oral health promoters chose Taieri College and Green Street because they're within a non-fluoridated area. They're aiming to get students thinking about food in relation to oral health, exploring nutrition and interacting with youngsters.
There certainly is a need to improve the oral health of children in New Zealand, and that's what we're working towards through education, educating parents and children about eating healthy, eating right for your teeth and for your bodies, and sticking away from the sugary drinks and sweets and choosing plain milk and water.
Taieri pupils are also benefiting from the experience, learning about improving the condition of their own teeth.
We learnt lots of things like eating raisins and things. They should be eaten with a meal instead of separate from the meal, because the extra sugar isn't really good for your teeth during the times when it's not a meal, because it will get stuck in your teeth.
The theme for this year's Oral Health Day is Switch to Water, encouraging people to ditch sugary drinks for healthier alternatives. It's all part of ongoing efforts to ensure future generations of Kiwis have more to smile about. Rosie Mannins, 39, Dunedin News.
Police are investigating the theft of a paraplegic man's wheelchair, which is believed to have been taken for a joyride. The black and grey wheelchair, worth around $5,000, was stolen from an Ashmore Street driveway last night. It was left at the Walkery address for less than an hour while the owner drove to get a late dinner. By the time he returned, the chair was gone, prompting a call for information on social media. The wheelchair was found and returned around midnight. People from all over the country are in the city competing in a national bowling tournament. The Disabled Bowls Championship event is seeing competitors take to the green over 4 days, and they're not letting physical quirks get in the way.
Bowling for national victory. These competitors are aiming for a title in the New Zealand Disabled Bowls Championships. People with all sorts of disabilities are taking part, including amputees, paraplegics and some with brain injuries.
There are people that play bowls for clubs throughout New Zealand, and we just thought we'd get them together as a group and we could have our own national team and our own tournaments.
Horn's from Lower Hutt and has been bowling for nearly 40 years. He goes by the name of Hooks and says having a disability doesn't diminish an athlete's talent.
We don't let it get in the way. I mean, I've been playing bowls unfortunately for 37 years, and I don't go out and ask any favours and don't get given any either, and sometimes it inspires people to play harder because they think, I'm not going to lose to that bugger, he's got no hands and no feet.
This is the first time the annual event has been held in Dunedin since it started in 2005. It began after a discussion among disabled bowlers keen on creating their own contests instead of just competing against able-bodied players.
It's a tournament that we started approximately 10 years ago with a bunch of people came to Wellington to a tournament, and we formed a group called New Zealand Disabled Lawn Bowlers, people with all sorts of disabilities.
The competition is running over the weekend with titles available for singles, pairs and triples. Players are hoping their dedication to the sport gives them an even footing on the green. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, a Hamilton Musicians Fellowship comes to a close with a free concert, and we'll find out how oversized tennis rackets are helping to raise money for several charities.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games, pre-loved needs, vinyl records, 45s and DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook. We're opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices are just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, you're guaranteed a treat.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years. Built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
Ever-ready mowers and chainsaws. Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs, no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4 552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Welcome back. An event to help disabled youth get into work has been held in the city. The Hui was co-hosted by the Disabled Persons Assembly and the Base South Dunedin Social Sector Trial. It was aimed at assisting youth with disabilities in finding work or pursuing higher education and training. Local employers, agencies and education providers were involved. It follows another business expo earlier in the week to help residents find work in the Clutha. At that event, more than 50 Dunedin job seekers met with employers to discuss vacancies. A 2-year tenure as the University of Otago's Mozart Fellow is coming to a close for Hamilton musician Jeremy Mail. He's preparing a free public concert to finish in the role, and he joins us to talk about the fellowship experience. Good evening.
Hello.
What have you been working on whilst you've been the Mozart Fellow?
Lots of things. I've been collaborating with musicians, authors, poets, theatre people, filmmakers, scientists, perfumers, chefs. I've released 9 albums since I've been here in 2 years.
Oh wow.
And I've got a couple more that are just waiting to come out, plus some film scores, some live performance stuff, some orchestral things. We've been busy.
Now you've held the fellowship for 2 years. Is that unusual?
It doesn't happen all the time, but it has happened before. Chris Adams, Anthony Watson, Anthony Ritchie, Martin Lodge, Chris Cree Brown, a few others have had it for a couple of years. But yeah, it's a real privilege and an honour to have it for that long.
Do you get asked if you want to carry on for another year, or did you have to reapply?
You reapply, so you're in with the same running as anyone else who applies.
Oh, wow. How has the role enabled you to develop as a musician?
It's been great, mainly from the benefit of kind of time and freedom, having the space and the opportunity to pursue as much creative work as I want and explore kind of creative research, and not having to worry where the next paycheck comes from and things. Having that space has been really great, which has allowed me to pursue projects that I may not have been able to do in the past.
Tell us about this free public concert you're organising.
Okay, so it's called 653 Days, and it's a retrospective of the work that I've composed throughout my time. So next Sunday when the concert's on, will have been 653 days as the Mozart Fellow. And so it's a mixture, and there's some pre-recorded electronic stuff, there's live performances from Tessa Pedersen, Phoebe Idris, Nick Hollenby, Sophie Morris, Martin Roberts, and a Tangaporo musician from Wellington named Alistair Fraser.
Okay, how do you hope that your music affects listeners?
To me, music is about communication. So it's about I am aware that not everyone will like the music that I'm doing, and that's not kind of the point. The point is that if you listen to it and you get something from it, then I feel like I've done my job. So it's about saying something, even if that thing is not explicit.
What are you most proud of from your time here?
My productivity has been really good, but in terms of specific things, the site-specific multi-sensory work Flutter that I did in the tropical rainforest at the Otago Museum last year was great. I managed to put together a piece that was entirely immersive for the audience and allowed them to utilise all 5 senses in a piece of music. So we had a taste element and smell and touch and sound and visual all in the one performance. So that, and most recently I'm working on the score for the one of the new planetarium shows in the museum. So that's a big project that's been really fun.
What's the next step for you then after this fellowship?
Looking for other work. In terms of music, I'm working on a suite for violin and electronics for Tessa Pedersen based on the poetry of Cilla McQueen. So I went down to Bluff and spent a day recording her reading some of her poems, which was great, and just having a chat with her, and then I'll be reworking those recordings into a kind of electronic bed for a solo violin piece to go over.
Would you encourage others to pursue a career in music?
Definitely. It's a hard road to explore, but it's extremely rewarding. And for me, the interdisciplinary possibilities with music is really exciting. The being able to work with people in theatre, work with dancers, work with, some of the work I've been doing here has even been with scientists. I work with the neuroscientists at the university, and it's really great to be able to do that as being a musician.
What do you think is the most challenging aspect of being a professional musician? Making money?
Yeah, finding the next paycheck.
Yeah.
If you remove that from the equation, I think it's finding a sense of comfort in the uncomfortable. For you to be doing innovative work, you need to be pushing yourself forward into doing new things, and that can be scary and it can be kind of worrying at times, but if you can find a way of being comfortable in that situation, then it's easier to kind of move forward.
Current University of Otago Mozart Fellow Jeremy Mail, thank you very much for your time.
It's an absolute pleasure.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, local charities benefit from an inaugural tournament, and we'll find out if you were excited in the lead up to this week's royal visit.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money-back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
It has no arms, no legs, has a drill in its mouth up to 8 hours a day and still never complains. It's one of 72 mannequin torsos in our new $3.8 million dental simulation lab, the first and only facility of its kind in New Zealand. My name is Nikki Rose Coltolaro, and this is my place in the world.
Take your place in the world.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
This year's Oamaru Heritage Festival's theme is Alice in Wonderland, celebrating the sesquicentennial of its writing. Join us in Oamaru November 11th to 16th. See www.vhcu.co.nz for details. And don't be late for this very important date.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's Oat Singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's Oat Singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's Oat Singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Welcome back. Dozens of wannabe tennis players have hit the Edgar Centre to have fun while showing their charitable side. A first ever jumbo tennis tournament saw 16 corporate teams go head to head with oversized rackets. Participants have gained teamwork skills, but it's 3 local charities that are benefiting the most.
Giving it a good whack. Dunedin's first ever jumbo tennis tournament has brought more than a dozen competitive corporate teams to the Edgar Centre. The team building opportunity was aimed at raising money for local charities. In a fundraiser, organisers have borrowed from their Wellington counterparts.
They've played there for about the last 5 years or so, and they've raised a lot of money. So we thought, hey, why don't we bring it to Dunedin and see what we can do?
This follows on from a teaser jumbo tennis match played in the Octagon last month. The promotional event proved beneficial in getting plenty of people involved in the real tournament.
We've had quite a few calls actually, and it has generated its own groundswell of enthusiasm too.
3 charities are benefiting from the contest. Organisers are expecting to raise over $8,000 to split between the Cancer Society, ED Kitty Distraction Packs and Operation Sugar. The money's desperately needed, especially as Children's Hospital goodie bags are more in demand over the festive season.
All our packs, the 1,600 that I made up, the same as last calendar year, are all gone. And so I'm going to have to find an extra $2,500 to make the packs up, to make sure that everybody that needs a pack gets a pack.
Some participants were making it look easier than others while wielding the large rackets. Organisers say the novelty aspect of the game is what makes it a successful way to bring colleagues together.
It's a simple game to pick up, it's not a simple game to play. So it doesn't matter how good you are at tennis, the large tennis rackets are a real leveller.
Planning is already underway for the jumbo tournament to become a yearly fundraiser for Rotary. And based on the turnout, organisers are confident the event has a bright future in the city. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Dunedin has just been visited by Prince Charles and his wife Camilla as part of their royal tour of New Zealand. They spent yesterday afternoon in the city greeting locals, touring businesses and checking out attractions. This week's 39 Dunedin News online poll asked if you were excited about their visit. It seems that only 24% of you were excited, with the majority of you unexcited. Well, this year Guy Fawkes has coincided with the SPCA's annual Appeal Week. The Animal Welfare Organisation is calling for a nationwide ban on fireworks, and the Fire Service has issued warnings about their use. Next week's 39 Dunedin News online poll asks if you think that fireworks should be banned. You can vote at our website dunedintv.co.nz. And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. University of Otago researchers are receiving more than $11 million in government funding for a range of studies. Mosgiel preschoolers have been enjoying a special morning tea made by Tyree College pupils for National Oral Health Day. And disabled lawn bowlers from around the country are competing for national glory in a 4-day tournament at St Clair. Well, it's time now to have a wee look at what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Bruce Query joins us. Good evening.
Good evening. Axed kitchen staff at the Southern District Health Board have been offered a chance to relocate to Auckland, where the median house price is $700,000, and that hasn't gone down too well with most of them.
That's not really too much of a surprise, is it?
No, no. A year after she stepped down from her role as the principal of St Hilda's College, Melissa Bell is loving her job back teaching at another school, but actually teaching in the classroom and interacting with the kids, just like she said. That's what she started out wanting to do in the first place. In our weekend magazine, The Mix, we examine warnings about the upcoming El Nino weather pattern and what that means, and should we be preparing for it. And in sport, Brad Evans, he remains in the yellow jersey. He's a Dunedin cyclist and competing, and there's only one day left in the Tour of Southland. And of course, today's the second day of the test of cricket in the Gabba, so we'll have all the latest details on that.
That's awesome. That's in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Bruce. Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is today's city view. It's taken of the motorway. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 14 degrees recorded for the central city, 17 at the Gardens and 16 out on the Tyree. To the situation, and a low pressure system is developing in the Tasman. It will weaken as it moves over the country on Sunday and Monday. To some of the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow, strong nor'westers with rain later in the day for Invercargill and Gore. Rain and nor'westers for Te Anau and northerlies in Alexandra, with cloud increasing there with a high of 19 degrees. Northerlies with cloud increasing for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel, and highs of between 17 and 19 degrees. We're expecting a fine one in Dunedin tonight with an overnight low of 9 degrees. Fine tomorrow with high cloud increasing during the day and northerlies freshening in the afternoon, going for 16 degrees. And my pick for washing day, definitely Saturday. Sunday, you see, is cloudy with outbreaks of light rain and a high of 16. Well, to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 8 o'clock. High tide on Sunday afternoon is at 25 to 3. And fishing is not recommended this weekend as the conditions are not ripe. And that's all from a team here at 39 Dunedin News for this week. We will leave you now with some shots from the week that was, and we'll see you again on Monday. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.